with Jamie Boll starts now.
Thanks for sticking with us here at 7:30. It's really hard to imagine anything more awful, more painful, more senseless than a child shot with a gun that is left unsecured in their reach.
I think one time's too many, right? Like tonight we have a 3-year-old toddler dead because he was able to gain access to a firearm.
Yeah, that was last February. A little boy found a gun in his Eastway Drive home and accidentally shot himself. Unfortunately, these kinds of incidents happen all the time, more than we want. According to the nonprofit Everytown Research and Policy, there were 411 unintentional shootings by children in 2023. A study by Nationwide Children's Hospital found over the last decade, in 90% of the cases involving a child's death, the gun used was unsecured.
The state of North Carolina, as well as many states, have passed laws that make it illegal to possess or have a firearm unsecured in the home or within access of a minor, as North Carolina does. So I think that it's imperative that, all of us, this tragedy, as heartbreaking as it is, to reevaluate and assess our own safety of any firearms that may be around us or our children.
It's really important, and it's not the case everywhere. I want you to take a look at this map right here. 27 states, the ones that are shaded here, have some form of gun storage laws. But you will not find a law like that just across the state line right here in South Carolina. You can be charged with other things, but not specifically for having an unsecured weapon around a child. A mom in Greenville wants lawmakers in South Carolina to make changes.
What, you on your phone?
Yeah.
What you doing on your phone?
I'm playing the game. Roblox.
I just remember getting a phone call and, having to constantly, ask like, what, are you sure?
On October 16th, 2021, Samantha Dodson's life changed forever when her 4-year-old son, Kingston Barksdale, lost his.
He just had the biggest heart. My gentle giant, because he was big for his age, but he had the biggest heart.
The little boy was at his father's house. Another child found a gun inside the home and pulled the trigger. The bullet hit Kingston in the chest.
They were trying to do everything they could, but they couldn't bring him back. And I just remember the room getting very quiet. And it's still, to this day, it's unreal.
Investigators say Kingston's father was asleep in another room when the shooting happened. He was charged with and pleaded guilty to neglect. He's serving 2 years of home incarceration. Dodson says that's not enough.
And I've been having to deal with grief on top of knowing I lost a child, and it's been no consequence. No one, no jail time, no consequence, because it's no law.
Dodson teamed up with activist Bruce Wilson to author the Kingston Act. A person would be charged with a felony if a child used a gun unsupervised, resulting in death. The penalty would be up to 30 years behind bars.
Not that Kingston's mother or myself is saying that we want to infringe on anyone's rights. What we're saying is responsibility. Being responsible with a weapon when there are children around. Everyone should be willing to say that that is a smart thing to do.
The bill was introduced in February of 2022. It's been sitting in committee ever since. In the time since Kingston was killed, according to local reporting and data from the nonprofit Everytown, there have been 33 unintentional shootings by children in South Carolina. That's about one a month. 16 resulted in injuries, 17 resulted in deaths. In the 4 unintentional upstate shootings this year, charges were only filed in 2.
This is not an infrequent occurrence. This is happening quite a bit all across this nation. And so this is a public safety issue.
State Representative Wendell Jones says he will refile the bill in November. He says the consequences of not passing the law are clear.
Sadly, we'll be attending more funerals that could have been prevented.
Oh, dear, sad mom and dad.
Dodson says guns being left around are on her mind every time Kingston's older brother goes over to a friend's house.
I'm just afraid, it only takes, a second for something to go wrong.
She says passing the Kingston Act would keep him and every other child in South Carolina safe.
Since I couldn't save Kingston, if I can help save someone else's child, then I feel like I have fulfilled a purpose.
In the meantime, experts recommend unloading a gun when you aren't using it. The firearm should also be secured in a lockbox or with a gun lock. It's also a good idea to store ammunition separate from your weapon. And keep in mind, most local police departments or sheriff's offices offer cable gun locks free of charge.